On today's episode of Marv on Air, we're going to be recapping the March Madness tournament. UConn is your March Madness champions. We're going to run through their whole run through the tournament, do a little bit of recap on what we thought of the tournament as a whole. Moving into the bulk of the episode will be the Masters preview. It starts tomorrow, 8 a.m. Is that right, Redbone?
7 Central.
7 Central. Okay,
7:20?
8 Eastern then.
Yeah.
Okay, 8 Eastern. We're going to go through all the Masters. And it sounds like I'm going to be the least knowledgeable person in this room. We do have a special guest. I'll get into that in a second. We'll follow it up with the James Cup and the famous draw. With that being said, let's run it. Welcome back to Marv on Air. Today is Wednesday, April 5th, 2023, and we've got a lot of golf to cover today. A lot of different sports going on Marv on Air. This last week has been absolutely nuts. Lots of basketball, lots of golf, lots of free agency going on, a couple things behind the scenes, but I think today we are going to just leave that alone and leave Monday wide open because there really isn't a deadline going on in the NFL right now. I'm your host, Nick Marvitz, and I've never said that before. Redbone, how are we doing over there?
Just peachy.
Redbone is at the table as per usual, and back behind the cameras we've got Mini Marv running everything back there. How's it going? Without a mic today. It's without a mic today, and we do have to figure out that mic situation because I think
it's going great.
I think
It's awesome.
Awesome. Well, we do need to figure out the mic situation because this could become more and more regular. We have a special guest joining James on the couch today, Dale Lyons. Dale, can we get a hand?
How's it going, everybody?
Dale, it's a pleasure to have you in studio. Regular guest, is that right?
Yes.
Or regular fan, I suppose?
Yes. Oh, I'm a big fan.
Oh, we'd love to hear it. We'd love to hear it. So you're doing awesome, and James back there doing good as well, I assume?
I'm doing pretty good. Changed my shirt about 10 minutes ago. I don't mind this.
Yes, well,
fly.
I feel like I could pop it off, though, if I tried hard enough.
Well, it's,
You're
maybe,
too big, James.
Yeah, James been hitting the gym. Kinesiology
flatter
major
me.
for you.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to jump right into UConn, get things started here. So UConn came away with the championship over San Diego State, and it never really felt like a game. And to be fair, when you look back at UConn's run, it never really felt like a game ever. UConn was probably one of the most dominant teams I've ever seen in March Madness. How about you, Redbone?
Did
Yeah.
you guys bet on San Diego? Who
We
did?
bet on
No.
UConn.
No.
Who did? Who bet?
Cole did. Cole last episode
He
was
was
like,
San Diego.
oh, they're
Yes.
the
Okay.
Aztecs.
The
Aztecs
Aztecs.
always beat Huskies, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no.
No, that was
Nope.
you with your advanced analytics.
Yeah, but then we faded the advanced analytics.
Yeah, this is the first time we faded it, and
Understood.
first
And
time
it
it's
worked.
worked.
Was that
And it worked.
ChatGPT that told you to do that?
No. I wish. That would have been
That would have been legendary.
way funnier.
That would have been awesome. What'd you make of the UConn run through the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at like what they did the whole tournament, they didn't. I think 13 points was their closest margin, and like we said on the last show, their Iona game was really the only time that they were like sweating it out at all. Other than that, they were just dominant the whole time.
Yep.
People can make the argument like, oh, the lowest seed they faced was a 3 seed.
Gonzaga would have been their toughest,
Yeah,
right?
3 seed, 2 seed.
Yeah, no, UCLA
whatever
was
seed
the
they
2.
were.
So Gonzaga was a 3.
Okay, so Gonzaga was their hardest game, and that's Gonzaga, so they always get beat in March.
Yep.
So it's like,
Why don't you
It
guys
was
say
like-
Gonzaga? Say Gonzaga.
It is Gonzaga.
I don't
There was a,
believe
there
that.
was a
It
woman
sounds
that
so
went to
much
high school
better.
with me from Washington, and it was probably like 2018, and she grilled us because we said Gonzaga, and it was Gonzaga.
Who cares what her opinion is? Gonzaga
She's
sounds
from
better.
Washington.
She knows.
Whatever.
She's from
Gonzaga
where they're
sounds
from.
A lot better.
regardless.
I think it's like pizza and pizza, you can just say however you want.
Who says
No,
Pizzazz?
no. There's
no,
one
no,
way
no,
to
no.
say it, and the other way you say. What'd you say? Pizza.
Pizza?
Pizza.
You
If
never
you say
said-
pizza, you're gonna get side eyes.
You
dude.
never said.
I like Pizzazz way better.
I'm a big
personally.
pizza guy
Yeah.
myself.
Who actually says pizzazz?
Nobody.
Me.
Well,
now.
what are you cooking on? A pizzazz? Pizza?
No,
Yeah.
you're cooking
All
a
I'm
pizza
saying-
on a
Because
pizza.
pizzazz is actually a word.
Yeah. Well, so
Pizzazz.
it's pizza.
Product.
Pizzazz is something you just
I'm
made
sorry
up.
you're not from Oklahoma City. All right? Us Oklahoma Cityans know. We know what's up.
You're a
But-
proud group.
Exactly.
Do you use
A very small
Chat
group.
GPT often?
Yeah, I do. No, I'm just kidding.
That shit works.
Somebody tag his professors.
You can't do agronomy homework with ChatGPT.
Yeah, it's too in depth.
Right.
ChatGPT does not know the
ChatGPT
answers.
doesn't know anything about corn.
There's no
Not a thing.
database for corn.
No.
You guys are pioneering the corn industry.
He's on the cutting edge of corn, of agriculture.
Or
Yes.
or carn, if you will.
Kern.
Kern. Kern
With
is
a
better
K.
than carn.
Kern.
Yeah, big kern guy.
Regardless of all that, UConn, very dominant run. Really didn't face anyone tough, you could say. But at the end of the day, they did win by double digits every time. And I would say they are now officially a blue blood.
I would agree. Do you think they are probably one of the most dominant teams in March Madness history?
This year?
Ever.
Well, this year, obviously.
Well, this,
but
yeah,
ever.
not in program history.
Ever,
but if
I think is what he's asking.
If you take this year's run and say ever,
Yeah.
it's got to be up there.
I
I mean, I
think
can't think of anyone else.
Top two, and it's probably two. I'm always missing somebody. So.
Yeah, Kentucky's probably in there somewhere. But, I mean, they're a blue blood now, officially. That's
I
what,
think so.
5 in 25 years?
Yeah, 5 and 24, I believe, 1999 to 2023.
Even more impressive.
They're like the first team to get a championship in 4 separate decades.
Wow.
They got one in 99, 04, or 06, one of those two, and then 11, 14, and 23. So
Really? UCLA hasn't done it?
not in 4, I don't believe. Or
Wow.
maybe it's consecutive. Maybe it's consecutive, right? So
Yeah, maybe. Because UCLA
Something like
was
that.
like, with John Wood.
I would like to add, based off of Red's comment about UCLA, that in our tournament bracket challenge, Red had UCLA winning, and
Yes.
our friend with Texas winning beat Red, and he now owes him $5. So
Oh, look at
Well,
that.
we'll see if he gets that money. We'll see if he doesn't. But
Well, if there's one thing we've learned from the show, it's that Redden and I aren't exactly the best gamblers
Oh, wait.
of all history.
Are you guys talking about the bracket that you guys made that I...
No,
didn't make?
that's
Nope.
a separate.
Who won that?
separate.
Brock
Oh.
with Houston.
Nobody in here to gloat.
I got second. And did you get third? Mini Marv might have got third.
if you're not
Who'd
first,
you have
you're
winning?
last.
First or last? I had Bama. I was
a
pretty
little rough.
confident with that
See, I really fumbled with Purdue.
one. Yikes.
I thought that was a great choice. I thought that was a great
What
choice
made you-
going into it, and I was fairly disappointed.
Did you watch a lot of the tournament?
Oh, probably till the Sweet 16, until like my bracket was completely screwed, and I really didn't care. I had like a max of like 380 points.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, you know what, this is a great game. So then when we watched it as a group, I was like, oh, you want them to win? Well, I want the other guy to win. because
Oh, you were that guy, weren't
Screw
you?
you.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah.
If I can't win, nobody can.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's exactly so.
That's a championship mentality
Yeah.
right there. Yeah, I feel you. No, it was an eventful tournament, to say the least. I thought a lot of people thought it was underwhelming, and I thought it was the epitome of March Madness. Who's the guy who's like co-host of Bussin' with the Boys?
Lawan?
Not Lawan, the other one.
Will Compton?
Will Compton.
Oh, yeah. He went in on the whole
went
tournament.
off on the tournament, and I couldn't disagree more. He basically said that it was like everybody gets in, and it's not the best of the best, and like no, it is.
No,
it's like the
March
top
Madness
20% of
the
teams.
most beautiful championship format there is.
I agree.
And I think part of his
It's
argument
literally just a tournament.
but it's
you can't say-
64 teams.
Yeah, it's just a tournament. You can't say it's the best, what would you say, medium for
no, you
seeing
can't.
who's the best.
I think we are saying that.
Like,
it's
okay,
just
Why?
a tournament.
Why?
look
Why
at-
is it not the best?
Because it's just a tournament. You make
No,
it sound like it's a great variation.
It's a 64-team single
other
elimination tournament. Look at the NBA Finals. First, you have to get into it and be in a top 8 seed. Well, now there's playing games, granted.
Yep.
But then you have to win a best-of-7 series.
So it's a
That's-
lot more.
What
like-
other
but-
sport
but
can
you get-
compare, James?
I don't fucking know.
None of them.
There's
But
not.
It's
There's
just
not
kind
a-
of like a
there's not a
regular
close
tournament.
second.
I think having like a 7-series game is a lot more concise.
But then you get
Then-
real upsets or like
it's
drama.
hard.
That's the
It's
point.
hard for the worst team to win
For the
4 out of
worst
7.
Right. Have you heard of Farley
that's
Dickinson
true.
University? FDU.
Do you think they'd beat Purdue 4 out of 7 times?
Yeah. Do you think they did? They would? No.
Yeah.
And that was way more.
They
than
ate
Purdue
their
went-
Wheaties. They ate their Wheaties that morning.
Purdue was out partying.
They showed up.
That tall center went home crying to his mommy.
No, but I think bracket wise, it would pan out a lot more evenly.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
want that. That's the beauty of March Madness is it allows 16 seeds to make the second round. It allows 9
like
seeds
it.
to make the Final Four.
I don't
I
like
personally enjoy it a lot more that the number 1 seed doesn't win.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like what? SDSU was a 5 seed, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And UConn was a 4, right?
I guess.
So like a 5 and a 4
fun.
A
But at
5
the
and a
same
4
time, I'm
seed
like,
were
yeah.
in the final for
If I,
college
had
basketball.
if I had money on it, I'd be like, I'm never gonna do this. Like, I never put major money on that.
No.
But if it was like NBA finals,
Yeah, because it's like the best team wins in the NBA, I think.
But
Exactly. And
there's a
but-
reason why you don't put money on it. Because you have no idea.
No,
It has
that-
absolutely
yeah,
nothing to
that's
do
why I'm
with
saying I never
the
do it.
team.
It's like
the
slots.
team being good has nothing to do with it. It's
well-
the March Madness gods are in charge. Of it.
True. March
That's why it's
Madness
March-
gods are powerful.
That's why it's like March Madness and March not
Not
March.
March-
What you think will
March
happen?
Yeah,
mediocre.
March
We're not
predictable.
floating on the lazy river in the Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah.
We're
This isn't March predictable.
we're at we're in O Block on 63rd in Chicago.
No, I think March Madness is the most like
Shot right.
it's the most exciting tournament because you never know. Like, and I think that's what makes it fun. And what he was basically saying is that everybody gets in when in reality that's not the case.
Well, Iowa State
Well,
probably shouldn't have, but
I mean,
we'll
realistically,
forget.
What should
there
I
are
have?
always teams that shouldn't.
Iowa?
Get
Iowa State.
Oh yeah,
We lost to Pitt.
Jesus.
yeah, and in embarrassing fashion as well.
You know, but I'm used to that. I'm an
you
Iowa
lost
State
game?
fan.
Oh, Iowa State.
I've been down
Do you
this.
know-
I've been down this road 100 times.
Everyone that roots for Iowa State knows
Yeah.
not to expect much when watching the Cyclones play. Really, anything. But I think that's what makes it fun. It is a lot of the best teams, but it gives those teams that are on the bottom end more of a chance to move forward. And I think what we're seeing now is a lot of teams that are on that bottom end are closing the gap, right? Like the FDUs and the Purdue's might have been this far apart, and now they're getting to like here,
Right.
where it's actually a lot more possible.
Yep.
I think we'll see a lot more 16 seed upsets in the next 20 years than we have in the last 80, just because of, in general, basketball players are getting better.
Right. Well, FDU and Purdue was like what? Like the third 16 seed, second to beat
Yeah,
the number 1 seed.
I remember
thought it was
UMBC.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
5
it
years
was.
ago.
What was it? Michigan State before.
Virginia lost to UMBC.
Yeah, Virginia. Oh, dude.
That was a
You
fun
know what
one.
sucks way worse than being an Iowa State fan?
Being a
Being
Virginia fan.
a Virginia fan.
Is Virginia the
That's
one
terrible.
with the 2 swords?
Yes.
Okay.
The Virginia Cavaliers.
I know
Yeah,
that one.
and they always suck.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
always
they
lose.
always absolutely.
Besides
shit
when
the
they
bed.
won the Natty like 2-3 years ago.
Okay,
It's
but
kinda
you
like
know what?
That doesn't
Gonzaga.
really count. COVID.
Gonzaga's like never made the Final Four.
Did they not win that one time?
Gonzaga's.
Yeah,
like,
but
never get
they've
it,
made
just-
the
No.
tournament for the last 50 years.
Oh, they've
Because
just
they,
never
Since
they
the-
played in
the-
nobody conference.
Yeah.
So
they
they always win
shite
their
the bed
tournament.
every single time. As
I
my
did-
dad
I thought
says.
they'd won it, but
Purdue does too.
Oh yeah, Purdue always gets beat.
Well,
Yeah.
my dad has.
they've lost to a
consistently
double-digit
said
seed the last
Gonzaga.
3 years. So.
Yeah.
That's not a great look for the Boilermakers.
Wait, so Gonzaga is in Gonzaga?
It's because they have a stupid mascot.
Are they in the?
I agree.
the
Are they in the
Boilermakers?
Is
Come
it
on,
Pacific
Train?
Northwest?
right? What the hell, man?
Who?
They're in the Pacific Northwest.
They're in
What conference are
Washington.
they in?
So Washington State.
Yeah, like Washington State. I don't know what conference
Okay,
they're
so
in, but
that
They're in the West Coast Conference, the WCC.
So
what's
they
that
are
with
they are the
Stanford and
WCC.
UC Berkeley and all those.
It's
nerd
got to be
schools?
smaller teams than that.
BYU, University of the Pacific,
Soaking
Loyola
BYU?
Marymount
Soaking
University,
BYU?
Yeah. Earthquake BYU? Question mark?
What?
St.
Oh,
You know
Mary's.
what
isn't
earthquaking
it?
is?
Huh?
It's like a step up from
Pepperdine?
soaking.
See, I thought soaking was when you had
No,
Your friend.
the
No.
soaking is just the
just in.
and then
Earthquaking is when
the
shake
friend
it.
is shaking it.
James,
Yeah,
have
like
you ever-
a fat kid on a vending machine.
Yes.
it's like marinating chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you start shaking the back.
I'd like to like go up there and like push the guy forward, and the guy, and he's like, "I'm going to hell now." Yeah.
You would be the one that pushes?
the bed?
No, the person. You said you want to go up and push the person.
Oh, I
No,
think it'd
no,
be
no.
hilarious
Okay, hold
to
on.
go up and like shove him forward.
Oh,
and
gotcha.
then he's like, "I'm going to hell
they have bunk
forever."
They have bunk beds, so you do it from underneath.
Yeah, it's like kicking the
Yeah.
the mattress, I think.
Wait, what? I thought it was like shaking the whole frame.
No.
I think there's like different ways.
No, you got your feet up in the air, and you're like your hands and your feet. You're like up in the air, you're like going like this. You got to be gentle.
I guess I could see how that works. How about you have two people at the same time, so then you're getting like an angle?
I think there's like levels.
It's not
to
a
it.
sin because you are the asshole.
I know, but if I go up and I shove the guy forward, and he goes, "Oh,"
You're still the asshole.
I know, but he got a pump in.
Same. Yeah, right.
He got a pump in. He's
Same?
going to hell.
Doesn't mean saying I feel that, but
Oh, gotcha. I was
he's going to hell
Dale,
if I push him
certified
forward.
soaker?
You're right.
Question
No,
mark?
no.
Certified soaker.
Dale.
I did date a Mormon in high school. I did
Did
date
you
a
really?
Do
Mormon.
they call
in
you
high
the
school.
soak king?
No.
I
No.
see.
No, that's not really common knowledge until you like see like Barstool BYU.
Got
And
it.
you're like, hell yeah, let's get hammered
soak.
hammered off of Dr. Pepper, man.
I want to get chocolate wasted.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you know what that's from?
That's
No.
that bombed.
Do you know what that's from?
No, I don't know
Do you
what
know
it's
what that's
from.
from?
I didn't laugh.
Do you know what that's from?
I've heard it.
It's from Grown Ups. How do you guys?
Yeah, because they're at the table and they're all.
And it's
and
the
talking about wasted.
he's getting
Burp
wasted
snort.
and
And he's like, it's.
The-
you
and
eat too
then-
much chocolate ice cream.
yeah. He's like, it's when you eat too much ice cream. And then the kid goes, I want to get chocolate wasted. Wow,
Yeah,
that
that's
one.
what
I thought more people would know that, but I think that wraps up our tournament talk. To be honest.
Yep, I think that's it.
So this is where, for the first time in Marv, actually second time, one time I had to run the hut.
King.
I'm going to completely hand off the hosting duties to Redbone
Oh.
here because I don't
Wow,
know
I'm not prepared for this.
anything about the Masters other than, I mean, I know what golf is, but I kind of want to start with the origin of golf. We heard about this before we went live. Redbone ran me through how golf was started, and I think this is a story that needs to be told.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I'm 100% factual, but I know I have like the general basis correct, and it pretty much started like, well, there's different like ways that I guess you could say it started. Like allegedly, like people were always like hitting objects at another object to see who was like closer.
Right.
But one of the primary things that really created what we now know as golf was back in probably like the 1200s or so over in Scotland. A bunch of shepherds were out in their fields, okay, and they were getting bored, and they had these staffs, right, that they like used as like walking canes and maybe to like direct their sheep or something like that. I don't know. I've never been a 13th century shepherd or anything like that, okay. But what they do with their sticks is their sheep.
So what you're saying is you're not qualified to talk about this.
No.
Probably not from a historical standpoint, no. But what they would do with this staff that they have, there would be their sheep poop on the ground, and there would be rabbit holes, right? And so what they do is they'd take their like walking stick and they'd see
It's a shepherd's crook.
okay, a shepherd's crook.
Yeah.
Now
Got
we
it.
really sound professional.
Yes.
They'd take their shepherd's crook and they would
You're a
hit
13th century shepherd.
I wasn't.
Oh my god.
Dale's done it all.
Hold on.
know
Hold on.
that.
So I was a grave digger when I was in high school, okay?
You dug graves?
Yeah.
That
Groves?
doesn't even surprise me
Yes.
like at all.
So I did dig graves in high school. Well, so like you know how they have like the things that come out of the ground, and then there's a little hook on them, and you hang flower pots from them. Well, that's called a shepherd's hook, right? Well, it's like a shepherd's crook, but
It's a hook.
you know it's for hanging a plant instead of like.
Hanging
you know,
a sheep.
I'm not a 13th century shepherd, so I don't really know what the actual purpose is. But I assume it has something to do with like herding sheep or something. But it's the same deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically they just try to hit the sheep dung in the rabbit holes, and that
With
kind of
the
created
crooks.
They're made by
with the
ping,
shepherd's
right?
crook.
So what Alex talked about before, because what I heard, he said that people trying to hit stuff closest to another object. What I heard was that pirates or like tradesmen would just get off a boat and then they would basically just hit a rock with sticks to the closest tree, and whoever got the closest or did it in the least amount of hits, they won. And they would just keep on doing this till they got to a town.
Alex wants a mic real
He needs
quick.
mic.
Usually we have the mic situation figured
They
out.
would do
Yeah,
that until they got to a town, and then they would just keep on coming back through that, little path that they made and keep on playing the game.
What'd you have to say, Alex?
So now we're completely uncredited. Now we have two different stories
Yeah.
of the origin of golf.
There- Leave it in the comments below. Do you believe the pirates or the shepherds? Advanced
That's just
analytics
what
on
I'm
that one.
saying.
I know the shepherd's thing was like specific to St. Andrews, the old course, which is like considered the birthplace of golf.
So
Checks out.
how long do you have to leave sheep dung out before you can hit it into a rabbit hole?
It depends on what they've been eating.
And what type of like weather you've got, right?
Yeah,
If it's
if
hot.
it's 90 degrees out, it dries up pretty quick.
Yeah, like a dog turd.
Yeah.
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 And then
how big is a sheep dung?
I don't know.
Is it
It's-
like
it's
probably
like
golf
a cow
ball
pie?
sized.
Oh yeah.
I
Maybe they
guess.
just drop out little pebbles.
Give or take.
I don't know. I've never met a sheep.
Goats drop pebbles
Do they really?
like little rabbit turds.
I believe it. Seems odd, but I believe it. Okay, so with that out of the
Are
way,
jelly beans supposed to just be like flavorful rabbit turds? Yeah.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure that's how it
I think
transpired.
that's where those come from. I think.
Huh.
Yeah. More than
Okay,
the more you know.
can-
Well, let's jump right into the Masters tournament. What do we got, Redbone?
Well, I think we should probably discuss Scotty Scheffler's meal real quick. That's
Okay.
on me, little Marv. Didn't realize the mic was that close.
Is that
But,
the one guy that only smokes and
Yeah,
No,
who
that's
is-
John Daly.
Who is
Okay,
Scotty?
okay.
Whatever.
Scotty Scheffler, he's like a
Scheffler.
26-year-old. He went to UT, Texas. So he's
Ew.
a old Texas boy. And his meal consisted of cheeseburger sliders served Scotty style, firecracker shrimp.
Can you elaborate on Scotty style?
No, nobody
Scotty
knows.
style?
It's just Scotty style.
It's just Scotty style.
Got it.
That's what he told the chefs, or
That's what it says on the official menu.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Some tortilla soup, and then ribeye steak or blackened redfish. You get to choose. Served at the end with a nice dessert of a warm chocolate chip cookie with some ice cream and milk.
Got it.
Does not specify the type of ice cream, but
Well-
I would assume vanilla.
I would assume
He's
so
from
as well.
Texas.
I mean, this is something that I've got to pull it up right here, and I don't know how accurate this is, but the Masters menu in general is just absurd.
The concession stand menu.
Yes, the concession
Yes.
stand menu. I mean, we've got an egg salad for $1.50, grilled chicken wrap $3.
Yeah, you can buy the entire menu for $66.
I
Every
mean,
single item.
Come on.
well, how much is a ticket to get
That's
in the
what I-
Masters?
I actually looked this up.
relatively
It's
cheap.
it's $75, right?
Yeah.
But you're on a lottery, so you don't know if
Yeah.
you're gonna get it or not.
oh,
Like the whole like basis.
But I like that. I like
yeah,
that.
I like
whole
the
basis
idea
is
behind
like they
that.
try
Because-
to keep it cheap.
But you're also not allowed to sell your ticket, right? If
I don't
if
believe
you
so.
get a ticket, you're not allowed to sell it.
No,
It's like a Polar Express
But that's
ticket,
good because like
non-transferable.
this is a prestigious tournament, and you're not allowed to sell your ticket.
yeah.
So
You're also not allowed to have a cell phone on the course
yep,
as a fan.
I like that too.
Well, you're not a fan actually. At the Masters, you're considered a patron. They're not called fans; they're called patrons.
Well, and this is what I think what sets the Masters apart from like the Super Bowl, right? At the Super Bowl, it's like only I think 20% of tickets are available to
Yeah.
the public or something like
the
that.
rest is for like AT&T and Disney and all that other
I mean
big business
the
garbage.
2 teams get some. Every team in the NFL gets some.
Yep.
And then obviously
Why didn't I get
boosters
some?
and yeah, it's just like like there's all of these people that hand them out. So like majority of the people at the Super Bowl aren't really there to watch the game. They're there because they got free tickets to the Super Bowl. When you get a ticket to the Masters, like you're like, oh,
Yeah.
we got a ticket to the Masters, baby, like that. Like people are excited to be there and watching this golf tournament as opposed to people at the Super Bowl. So that's why I think it's really neat about like just the way the whole Masters tournament is run.
Do they serve alcohol there?
I think so. Yeah. It's like,
I mean, if they're
$2,
serving
$3
alcohol,
beers?
that's most likely where they're making the majority of their money.
it's like
and-
$2-3 beers.
Yeah, but these guys are getting just crushed.
No.
I think it's like a gentleman's thing.
Yeah.
You know, like you might have
yeah,
a beer
but
or
if
two.
if it's up to a raffle and a ticket is $75,
If you can.
I mean, I could go.
It's like a special stamp on your driver's license.
My bad. I took his mic when he started.
What do you have to
talking.
say, Alex?
I was gonna ask because I don't know anything about the Masters. Is it like you get the ticket and then you have all access to all? Because I'm assuming they don't do it in one day. Do
You
they
got to
do
set
it
out
in
your
one
lawn
day?
chair.
Is it one day at a time or?
Is it?
I'm
one
not
day?
sure the exact way
What's
the
the
tickets work,
average
but I think it's like
attendance?
per day.
Max.
It's not like I don't think you. I think you can probably like sign up to have like all 4 days, but I'm
So there's
guessing
4
majority
days,
of them
but you
are.
only get one.
Probably.
I'm guessing.
So from what everything I saw, you can apply to, like, get multiple days,
Yeah.
and then if you don't get that, you get the day-to-day thing, and then if
Gotcha.
you don't get that, then you get a practice round ticket. Which I
Okay.
mean, that's
That.
so cool.
I really like
yeah.
that. Like, I really like that.
I love the way that that's designed.
No, well, especially like because like tickets to stuff like nowadays is pretty stupid as far as prices
It's
go.
blown way out of
ridiculous.
proportion.
Right.
Ticket prices could be cheaper though if you use code Marv on air for $20 off your first
Look
purchase
at that plug.
SeatGeek.com.
Dude, I fed you right into that.
SeatGeek. No, that's I
Fed you right into that.
Yeah, whatever.
No, but like, I appreciate it, especially like cheap food and beer.
Yeah.
And
I feel
all
like-
that stuff. Like,
it can't be that like that for everything. I get that, but I just love the way that they do it.
right.
I think it could be like that for. I mean, if you want to go to like a Dodgers or a Cubs game, like a beer and a hot dog doesn't
I was
have
talking
to
to
be
a guy today.
$14.
This is our last tangent before we come back to the Masters.
Like you can't take your family to like a Cubs game.
Well,
you
I
have
was
to like save up if you're like barely making.
It's
bucks.
like going to Disneyland.
kinda.
almost.
You know the
But you're going to see the Cubs suck.
you know
I-
those
I get
cup
what you're
snakes
saying.
that they make,
Yeah.
the beer cup snakes that they do up the thing, and like the stadiums hate it or whatever, I guess. And
Oh yeah.
teams
Towels.
and teams have started doing these like they're like shaped like baseball bats, and they're cups that are like this tall, and I guess they hold like 24 ounces or something like that. And so it's harder to like
So 2 beers.
yeah, it's like a ball at the bottom and then a really long like cone. So it's
Yeah.
really hard to stack them. And I was talking to a guy today who he went to opening weekend in is it Wrigley in Chicago?
Yeah.
$26 for one of those. Dude.
Now,
See, this is my businessman perspective when I see
that's
like
a memorabilia.
Yeah, I mean I know where they're coming from.
Are you allowed to take it out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My perspective when I see a cup snake, I'm like, wow, that's like $3,000 worth of beer.
TV.
Exactly.
What's
That
that
is-
mean?
It's fine.
Yeah, it's good. But
Just click OK.
Maybe get rid of the air code.
Yeah.
How
it's
much
alright.
is one of those cups? 16?
Click
18?
start
Right.
recording.
Like you're
And each one of those is $6, $7, $8.
Should be fine.
It's
You're-
so much, and they're like real thin,
like,
and they're meant to
hold
be
on.
packed
So
together.
so
Yeah,
you're
supposed to
getting
lie.
mad. You're getting mad because they're making a cup snake.
But
But like
I don't really
they're
get the argument behind
they're
it.
flexing a $15,000 worth of beer cup snake. 'Cause
Just
each
in that
beer is
section.
It's
$20.
It's very true.
Right.
So,
Insane.
with that being said, they
Would
keep
you
going,
not?
like-
Would you not want your patrons to buy as much beer as possible to make the biggest cup snake possible?
You would think.
I mean, from a business perspective, it
Yeah.
100% makes sense.
I
And
would
you're probably
encourage
going
beer
viral.
snakes.
I'm encouraging.
I
them.
make it a beer snake den.
I think part of it is like I'm guessing like their insurance guys came through and were like, hey, this section is getting like really rowdy and now it's an insurance liability because we've concentrated all our drunk fans in like a 300-foot area type
Yeah.
deal.
I could
Okay,
see
so
that being an issue.
there's a simple solution for that. You just have to sign a waiver. Say you are. It's like like at like SeaWorld, you're in the splash zone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, now you're in like the cup snake zone.
That's what some like XFL teams have started doing.
Yeah, they condone it, don't they?
I don't know what
Hammer
condone
zone?
means. That's a fancy word. But they like
they support it.
advertise it. They're like, it's in these two sections.
You are officially in the
I know
rowdy
sports,
zone.
not grammar.
Right.
Apparently, at Dodger Stadium, there's a little section on.
what is going on?
What?
Can't switch the camera.
What?
Just saying.
Can't switch the camera?
No.
Profile untitled. Seen Marv on air. Not responding.
How many tabs we got to open?
Still on.
So let's
Yeah,
hope
we're-
it's still
we're
talking.
fine.
Check the live.
Redden, why don't you run me through what do you got for the Masters?
Well,
wanna
I don't
talk.
really know where we were before that whole thing.
Hold.
Wait, let me talk about
Debacle.
Dodgers. So they have one section on like the grass bluff or
That's
whatever,
fine.
and then
worry about it.
apparently that's where you can smoke weed. It's the unspoken place where you can smoke weed there.
Alex, just click OK.
Well, I didn't want it to.
Interesting. I did not know that. But
Apparently.
Redbone, what do you got for?
You can continue.
What's your first item on the docket for the Masters?
Well, I don't know really where we were before that whole thing happened. The other thing I was gonna say about like the exclusivity of Augusta though,
Yes.
is that like you're not allowed to like play it pretty much. Like as a
Yeah.
regular person, you can't just like walk up to Augusta or call up Augusta National and be like, "Hey, I want a tee time." You know, you just
Right.
can't do that. They don't allow play in the summer. Most people, I think they only have like 300 members, and they don't take on new members. Like you have to be invited, and it's like a group consensus thing. So like if a member passes away or stops their membership for whatever reason, then like all the other 299 members come together and they're like, hey, who do we want to invite to be the 300th member?
Got it.
So it's like people really like aren't able to just go out and play it,
Very
which
exclusive.
adds to the whole mystique, I guess, of the whole thing.
Right.
This is where they get the green jackets, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
Billy Madison got.
His was gold.
No, not Billy Madison. Who's the dude that hit the golf club all weird?
Happy Gilmore.
Happy
but that's
Gilmore.
a gold jacket.
Gold
Huh?
jacket.
His
as
was the
opposed to
gold
green.
jacket.
I thought he got green ones. You can come.
You're good, Dan.
I'm gonna take a PSA while he comes in. OBS is not really working too well right now.
It
so-
seems to be working just fine.
Yeah, on stream, but
Yeah.
like when I can't switch the cameras, I'm just letting everyone know that if we have a little fuck around like that, that's not me.
So yeah, I guess shout out Mini Marv for
It's
the.
the little computer that cannot hold up with the amount of inputs it's got. So blame Nick.
Interesting.
Blame
Well,
Nick.
we'll do some technological digging after all this, but I like where we're at in the Masters talk here. I don't really know where you want to go from here because you're the Masters guru.
We
if you
touched
will.
on the meal guru is a strong
what
we-
type of course is the Masters?
It's a golf course.
Okay. Let's give a little bit better of an answer than that.
What do you mean about that?
What kind of course is it? Like, is it real?
Oh, like
Is it risky to play? Is
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
a great kind of like big loopy course with like crazy dog legs? What?
Yeah,
what
yeah,
kind
we
of
can get
course
into
is
that,
it?
and that'll-
I'd like to know.
That'll take us to the next segment.
Is it
So,
hilly?
It's actually considered one of the hardest courses to walk.
I've heard
just
that.
because it is relatively hilly, but it's not like it's in like a flat area with a lot of hills, if that makes sense. And like
No.
it's such an old course, and they're trying to make golf like harder for the professionals, kinda, because they're essentially getting too good and hitting the ball too far as technology advances. So they're trying to add little wrinkles, which has included a lot of like different hills.
Got it.
Getting too good at golf is a completely new topic for me.
Yeah,
I
that'd
don't know how
that'd be
that's
sweet.
possible, to be honest.
Most people like I think the curve for golf is just insane.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like the learning curve.
It's not a bell curve. What's it considered?
like the learning curve. It's just very steep learning curve, I would say.
Yeah,
and
but
then
like
it only
guys
gets
only get
steeper,
so good, and then it gets even. Is it
It's like-
exponential?
I guess.
But I feel like it's like this,
It would be like
and then goes up, and then
yeah,
Yeah.
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 There's kind of like 4 or 5 levels to golf. There's like everyday Joes, then there's people who like golf quite a bit in the summers, and then there's the people who golf quite a bit in the summers who are like pretty good.
young guys.
Yeah, and then there's like I don't know.
And then there's John Daly,
Yeah,
who smokes 4 packs of cigarettes and eats McDonald's all day.
exactly.
And somehow-
Still a specimen.
Makes an absolute. He makes golf his bitch.
There's no other way to put it.
No.
I don't-
That's the way to. That's
I
the way
don't
to
think
say
you would need a very well optimized diet to be great at golf.
It's kind of like baseball.
Well, that's
I-
another
yeah.
thing. Like where golfers are getting better, it's because they're starting to train.
They don't
like
smoke cigarettes.
real
I know.
athletes.
what is that dude? Bryson DeChambeau.
it.
Yeah.
Him.
DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka and
Yeah, DJ's massive. He's like 6'6" or something crazy. But like
Nuts.
like what you were saying,
Playing
James,
with the wrong balls.
about like how the course plays, I guess. The Augusta's kind of one of those courses that plays like off the tee compared to like in relevance to like the PGA Tour courses. It's a fairly wide course off the tee. They've added some trees in there to make it more difficult, but it's relatively wide. So where players can like gain an advantage, because a lot of them are hitting the fairway, is in their second shot when they're trying to hit it onto the green. And the greens at Augusta are known to be very difficult, like very slopey, stuff like that, like what most people have like never played on before. So where people gain an advantage is by hitting it close to the pin from
100 yards.
200 to 100 yards out, essentially,
How
as
do you-
well as chipping.
How do you just add a tree? Because you can't just like bone meal it like you're in Minecraft, right? So
Well, they like plant trees and like transplant them and stuff.
I know, but it takes. I mean, to have
Years,
like
yeah.
a,
You can transplant a pretty good big tree.
yeah, but
I mean,
like
not
for,
like
for
a-
it to be,
It's the
I-
top
I
of
would
the
guess
top
like
of
a
golf,
big-
so
Right.
they'll find a way, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
I'm
for
pretty
it to be like a big obstacle for golfers to get around, I feel like it'd need to be like a big effing tree.
Well, let me tell you this. So
Tell me this.
Augusta essentially it's only the Masters and like the amateur Masters and stuff. Like 2 tournaments played in the spring, then they shut it down all summer, and they're in Georgia, so they can do renovations in the winter too. But they spend like 9-10 months out of the year just renovating the course every year. It's only open to play in like I think September and October maybe.
So that's the thing is like, if you aren't playing in the Masters, well, because there's like 500 people that are allowed to play at the Masters.
No, it's the smallest major field.
Yeah, but
there's
like,
normally between like 90 and 100. That's it.
Yeah. So, and are they all like PGA guys or?
Well, so the way the Masters is interesting, you have to be invited, and that kind of comes from like qualifying for the new guys and being like a certain ranking in the golf world rankings. But they also have a clause in the Masters where once you win the Masters once, you're invited for life.
Okay.
So like you'll see like Fred Couples play this year. You probably know who that is. I think he's like 63 years old, but he won the Masters like back in the like early 90s, right? But he still plays because he's just like grandfathered in now for life. As long as you do have to remain competitive. They have like that in there. Like you can't pull up in a wheelchair and play the Masters. You have to be competitive.
Right.
But you can play it as much as you want.
So could they just kick people out if they already have 100? Or is 100 the max, or 100 is the average?
It's typically between 90 and 100. Like this year, I think there's only 89. I think it's maybe gotten up to like 106 once. But of all the
Very
majors,
selective regardless.
Yeah, of all the majors, it's the smallest field.
Makes sense.
So, like, touching on that, like, if you are playing in the Masters, you get your practice round and then the Masters, and then very limited time besides that. You know, that's different
to get
as far
used
as
to
like
the field.
like a normal golf course. You get, I mean, majority of them you can practice whenever you feel like.
Like the U.S. Open, for example, like golfers are there like a month in advance getting ready, playing.
Yeah, they're
the
playing
Masters,
golf every day.
I think you can. I'm not sure they have a specific like. I think you can only play practice rounds like the week in advance, but you can walk the course maybe like a month in advance.
Like get your like ranges in line and whatever.
Yeah, but a lot of golfers have said that like they don't even walk the course because it's like you don't gain that much from walking it a month in advance because they change everything there so much, and they change the pin locations and stuff like that to make it very difficult. So you can't really get a great feel for it until your practice rounds, and even then compared to other tournaments, you're still not getting the greatest feel for it until you're like literally playing the course tomorrow.
So do you think that since the Masters is in the spring, do you think that's like it's a I'm sorry, and I'm sorry. I feel like
he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
I feel like it's way better because like you have the aspect of not being able to practice. It's in the spring, like I'm sure the professionals golf in Arizona or something to like keep their tip-top shape or whatever. But I feel like that's part of it is you have very limited practice time. It's a new course all the time, and they make it as hard as possible. And I feel like that's a very good show of your skill because you can adapt to something that's not super like.
Yeah, I
you
know
it's
what you're
not
saying.
And that's
tendering to golf. Like
I'm sure a lot of those guys get to know some of the stuff that they've
Correct.
changed.
Correct.
But
And
before it happens, Google Earth,
I'm-
insider information. I'm sure that.
But I
like,
feel
it
like
happens a lot.
from everything I've seen is like they're not like the type to like you're good, so we're gonna give you like some inside information. I feel like it's like screw you,
Yeah,
Scotty
they make it,
Scheffler.
like,
Like
as
you won last
exclusive
year,
as possible.
you know just as much as the dude from college that got invited to this deal.
To a degree, but like what they've said with the Masters, and that's why Scotty winning was pretty shocking because I think he was 25 when he won. And that was like very young for the Masters. The average age of like a Masters winner is typically like over 30. And that's because Augusta is one of those courses that just having like good golf knowledge and just being wise when it comes to the game of golf is very beneficial because you're dealing with all these things.
He's got an old soul.
What do you
Yeah.
mean? What do you mean being wise in the game of golf?
Just like how, like if you've played 100 holes versus if you played 2 holes, like you just have been around the game more.
Right.
And like people who are like remember when Tiger won it? He was like 43 or something, and he had played the course like 18, 20 times before that. So he had a feel for how the course plays, how the event itself, you know. Tiger is to the point in his career, and he has been
Tiger's
for like
so
2
cool.
decades, where like you can't phase the guy. He's been on every single stage that you can be on when it comes
Not
to
even
golf.
the cops could phase him.
No,
Dude,
so it's just he's
not even like car
used to the moment.
accidents, cheating scandals, like everything. That dude,
He has a DUI.
He does.
no, he crashed a car.
and
He
a
also
DUI.
has a DUI.
Well, he
Well,
was
yeah,
hammered.
It might be the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
The mugshot is iconic.
yeah.
Though. Love
but
it.
like that dude is. I feel like that would just be like some just normal dude that just stumbled upon a buttload of money, and then this is just how he acts because he's rich.
Hold on, though.
It's like cheating on his wife. He's getting
Tiger's
DUIs.
not a
How
normal
about how
dude.
about Tiger's kid though?
I know,
How
but
about
what
Tiger's
I'm saying
kid,
is,
though?
Oh,
that
dude.
he's somewhat
The videos.
irresponsible, but like he's dope as fuck.
No, I get what you're saying, but like, I don't know. When you look at the field this year, it's an
You think he'd
interesting.
be canceled?
It's an interesting field
You
because
can't cancel Tiger Woods.
Can't cancel Tiger Woods. He's the greatest golfer of all time.
His name's Tiger.
He's Blake.
Have you seen Reds? Have you ever seen Reds driver cover?
No, I haven't.
It's a tiger.
That's
What?
so dope.
no, it's not.
Cute. Bet you're a big fan. You're
Tiger's
a
Tiger.
crush on Tiger.
Okay.
Club covers.
Our
Tiger.
friend Tiger's cover is Tiger.
Correct.
We went
Correct.
golfing at the same time. I got confused.
Got it. Makes
His
sense.
his name's also Tiger though, so I feel that.
I mean, that makes sense.
Tiger with
That's
a Y,
such a
though.
dope name.
He's artsy.
Tiger.
Tiger with a Y.
Isn't there like a
Oh.
rapper
Our
named
friend.
Tiger?
Tiger.
Tyga.
You fucking idiot.
I don't know anything about anything, so.
But no, when you look at the field this year, there's really like three guys that stand out for the most part, and that's Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, and John Rahm.
Yes.
Of the three, Rahm has been kind of trending down as of late, so I'm not too big on him. But when you have a guy like Scotty who's won it before and is a very strong iron player, I would look for him to be in the hunt on
Yeah,
Sunday, to
make
say
a
the
run.
least.
Well, and you've told me this before, and I'm not trying to shut down what you've just said, but I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the Masters tournament something where like you've got like your top three guys who have just been top 10 for a couple weeks,
Yeah.
but it's kind of wide open for like the top 50, or is that wrong?
I wouldn't say the top 50. You really don't see that too often. It's normally people who have been playing good recently and are very confident.
Gotta stay
because
hot.
the spotlight on the Masters is so bright that a lot of people do happen to fall apart. I mean, we saw that with DJ. I think we saw that with Brooks Koepka a couple years back. It's just a difficult place to play.
And
really.
you said this about baseball. It's like 95% played from the neck up or whatever.
That's baseball, and I would assume golf is probably
I think
higher
it's
than that.
98% from the neck up.
What do
in
you mean
golf.
from the neck up?
all
What's
head
crazy,
game?
It's all
what's
in your
crazy with
mind.
golf is that everybody has the human capacity to do it, but it is
99%. Yes, most physical capable humans.
if you're not in a
Yes.
wheelchair and you have both your arms, you can swing the club.
Yeah.
Right.
But-
Look at John Daly.
Exactly. That was my point earlier. Like it doesn't matter, how. I mean, it does matter how fat you are and everything, but it's just skill.
Yeah.
If you suck, you suck. It's not about being 6'6" or that you can run a 40 in as what 4.4. What's
Yeah.
the
That's
fastest
pretty
time?
good, yeah.
Yeah, 4.4 is a decent 40 nowadays. Not bad.
What's the
well,
best?
like 4.3, 4.42.
Yeah, if you were
But
I think
4.3.
John Ross run like a 4.18, didn't he?
yeah, something
I
Regardless,
actually
doesn't
looked this
matter.
up because we were talking about this earlier, and I have my high school record for the 40, and it's actually like 4.27. Yeah, believe it or
What?
not.
You
Look at me.
homeschooled?
What was it?
Look at me.
What was it? Hand? It had to be hand
4.69. 4.69.
timed. Oh,
right?
gotcha.
In high school, that's not terrible.
That's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
But
Had to have been 30 yards though.
it was laser. It was laser.
It was laser.
Did you guys ever run with a laser?
Yeah, we did in high school a couple
Oh,
Oh,
times.
they had that at
In the middle
Yeah.
of nowhere?
Small town
at
Williamsburg. Yeah. But
Honkyville, Iowa.
one thing
Hey,
a lot of people
if you were the fastest in your school, you went to the exact same high school, dude.
I went to a high school with 2,000 people.
What?
Dale's the fastest out of one.
What?
He's the only one that ran it.
Yeah, Dale's the only one that ran the 40. No, but speaking on golf, I think what a lot of people, they just don't understand the mental side of golf. Like, I feel like most people aren't put in extremely high pressure situations that often, right? Like, they might think their, last second shot from their high school graduating class of 40 is a pretty intense situation. But you put yourself in a situation where millions of dollars are on the line. Reputations, like, are made at the Masters, I would say. Like,
Oh,
if,
yeah.
if you come out of nowhere.
Impressions.
And
The other thing is like it's like when you at the buzzer beater for March Madness, you you shoot the shot and you miss it, and they're like, "Oh, he was heavily contested. He had 2
Yeah,
seconds
that's
left."
another-
Well,
I didn't even think about that.
you got like your in golf, you can take as much time as you want. Like you got that. It's just you and
You and the ball.
That's it.
Yep.
You and
That's
the ball.
it.
You can take 10 minutes. You can take 30
Well,
seconds.
you can't, but
Well,
they have time limits on it
right.
now.
But like you
get what he
the
means.
vibe.
In between,
Like,
in between shots, it's like 3
Right.
minutes of just you in your own head.
Okay.
Well, technically,
you got 3 minutes versus
Actually.
3 minutes versus you're shooting the half court shot
Yeah.
to win the game. Like
lot-
and there
yeah.
and then you're like, oh, we missed it. He had 3 minutes. Like, oh, you're a jackass. Like, whatever. But
I mean, yeah, no, there is definitely. I like the specificity of like how like you have to be very precise when playing golf, and it's all mental game. Like I think that's what's so intriguing about it, as opposed to like football, where it's very much brute force, and
Yeah.
you have to be smart to play football and precise as well. But like, it's more amplified in golf, I would say.
maybe for the quarterback, but everything else is just hit what's in front of you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
part.
pretty straight up.
In my opinion.
Do you have a? I know
Well,
you've got this whole script here, so I don't want to
I don't have
overrun
a
what you've
script.
got.
I
What's
just
the
have like a
dumbest
general
sport?
basis.
Just like
cheerleading.
Got to be baseball.
cheerleading.
Dumbest?
probably just races.
The least amount of like game plan.
Like racing? No. Oh my God! Don't take it. I'm talking about like a 40-yard dash.
what?
Track.
So it's got to be track.
James.
But like track would be like.
There's no.
I think of
there's no
discus
strategy in
and-
track.
Shout out Luke Peters.
Oh,
the state athlete in
Shout out.
discus and shot
Field.
put.
What a guy.
track and field excluding field. That's probably the
Dude,
lowest IQ.
James, I had 5 concussions in high school.
What?
I couldn't play football.
Yeah,
What's my alternative to
Track.
football? Right.
track.
So what am I, like, a
I'm not-
terrible person for that? Or
No,
what?
I'm just saying it takes the least amount of IQ. I don't.
I feel that. No, definitely. That's
Not to
raw
say
skill.
that everybody that
no,
does
there-
it is low
There is
IQ.
absolutely no skill in track.
Yeah, because it's just running.
No.
It's not an insult to the people,
It's
but
all
I mean,
skill.
it doesn't.
There
take
is no strategy in track.
Just run fast.
Facts.
Run
Yeah,
fast.
no skill.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
no,
just
no
run.
strategy. Yeah. You
just how fast can you go?
You're either fast or you're not.
Is there any strategy?
I mean,
all?
in like relays maybe, because like you got to do like the handoff and stuff, like know when to take off. But like as far, I mean,
Run fast.
it's compared to other sports like golf, baseball, like it's nothing. It's nothing compared to.
Swim.
I had to do that to James earlier.
It's
Really quiet, really quick.
gotcha.
I swam in high school. There's not much strategy to that.
Okay, so
either.
hold on though. James, you can't say anything about track if you were a swimmer.
Listen. I'm saying that swimming isn't high IQ. I'm not saying
Did you shave your arms
Hell yeah.
Oh.
to be
Everything.
more aerodynamic?
Fluid dynamic.
Aerodynamic.
I'm in the water. I'm not flying. I'm not a bird.
Oh boy. All right,
But
so
swimming and track.
Hold on,
Low
reel
on
it
the
in here.
IQ.
Alex Redden's got a lot of stuff to
I
say.
want to hear Red run through his top
Well, we don't
picks.
have a time limit. We gotta.
No,
guess.
we're not. Yeah, we're chilling. I just want to hear. I know Redbone's
I
been
don't-
quiet. Redden doesn't.
Nobody wants to listen to you talk about
the thing
swimming,
about
James.
Redden. Here's the thing about Redden on the podcast. Redden is great at the directional topics, and then once we go on a tangent, it's either Redden's non-existent. He's literally,
Or he's arguing
or
with
he
me.
is gonna take that
Yeah,
tangent.
me
and
and James
fucking
are
No, hold on,
arguing.
hold on. If you want to get Redden off, you just gotta like be like, "Hey, Red, what's your opinion of like aliens or something?"
Oh, geez.
I
Well,
don't care.
Then we
I just don't care about
we
aliens.
just go.
No. See, but his tangent is like the Masters.
Ah.
I just like golf. I like watching the Masters. It's fun.
See, I
it's
used
fun to
no,
bet.
dude.
Well,
I would die on this hill. Like golf sucks to watch on TV.
I love watching
until Alex Redden became my friend, and he made me watch it.
Well, I want to ask you two after we get through the gambling. I got a question for you two
Okay.
specifically because I know these two can't answer it. But let's hear your top, 5,
give
10,
it
whatever
my
you've
best-
got laid
I'll
out
give it my
for
best
us
shot.
for winners. Okay, well I'll ask you guys.
Nobody
too,
cares what you guys have to say.
But
I'm just kidding.
let's see what Ren's got to
getting
say.
aggressive.
Hey, yes. Let's.
What do you want to hear, Nick? What do you want to hear?
Well, I want to hear who should
Who-
I be
who I
betting
like to
on?
win?
Who should I be? Because that's the only way you can gamble on Masters, right?
No, you can pick a bunch of different stuff.
Oh, okay. I thought you could only bet on the winner.
No, you can pick
Tiger
like people to be
Woods.
like top 10, top 20, top 30.
Got it.
stuff
Who
like
Jet
that,
GPT told
to
you
make
to vote for?
a birdie on his first hole or
I
whatever.
mean, bet,
Okay.
not vote.
But me personally, like when I look at this and like I spoke earlier on, the Masters, to me, you want to pick if you're trying to pick a winner, you want somebody who has very good irons play just because of the way the course plays itself.
Yep.
So I like Scotty to win. I have 5 guys that I wrote down that I like to win. I like Scotty because he's the best in the world right now. He won it last year. Composed Southern boy, doesn't seem to get fazed by the moment.
Yep.
So that's an obvious pick.
Obviously.
I like Jordan Spieth because he's a good golfer, and this is the important thing. I think 3 years in a row now, he has won on Easter. So this is picking Spieth is solely a he wins a lot on Easter thing.
Okay.
And I don't see that trend. I would like to see it continue. It would
That'd be super cool. Yeah.
It'd be cool. I also like Justin Thomas. He's known to be a very good irons player.
These are great names.
Yes.
Golfers do have
Fantastic
sick names.
Awesome
Keep going.
names.
But JT, Justin Thomas, he's a very good irons player. He's been playing pretty well this year. He's up there in the list of guys that people think will win as well.
Okay.
Max Homa, good irons player. He's playing well. He's newer name on tour, but he's actually I think 32, 33 years old. But a lot of people are hot on him due to the
He's
fact
just counting on his
that
fingers to
he's a
remember
very
how
good
many he's
irons
went
player.
through.
And then the other guy that is also a lot of people mentioning, but I like him as well. He hasn't been as hot as late, but that's Willie Z. That's Will Zalatoris. He was in the hunt last year in his, I believe, rookie debut in Augusta. Great irons player. He can't putt. He's famously to be known as a
But you said
putter.
that doesn't matter,
But
right?
exactly. Putting isn't, in my mind, as big of an issue
It's
as
more
it
about
would
the
be.
irons play.
Exactly.
Hold on.
If you
but
take anything
can I
away
interrupt
from
you for
this,
a second?
it's irons play is key at Augusta.
But what about the 5/16 fairways?
That's
Boom.
a very good point.
That's
why I don't like Colin Morikawa, because the roughs at Augusta are very thick, and he doesn't play well out of thick roughs. He also doesn't play well
Why
out of
did they
longer
pick
grass.
to have 5/16 fairways?
I think that's what they typically cut them at.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
It's
pretty
just funny,
average.
with
Well, you guys
Augusta,
talk
do they
about
ever
the
change it
length
up?
of
Is
the
that part of
grass.
the whole?
I'm not sure what it is. They're on a year-by-year basis, but I mean, it's
They
gonna
change
be
it
pretty
every
standard.
year. Or,
No, not really. I think a lot of it has to do with, and we can touch on that briefly, what the weather's going to be. So, they're expecting
Weather's big in
rain
golf.
down there, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So there's a lot of concern. At Augusta, they mow, at night, in between rounds.
Yep.
So the grass can remain the same length throughout.
Smart.
And they're concerned that they're not going to be able to mow the greens on, Saturday and Sunday because they're going to be too wet. And they would rather not mow them than mow them, and then there's, tire treads in the greens.
Right.
Can't be having that.
Yeah, so that's something to definitely look for, considering that it's going to be rainy, and I think that's why Rory is a hot pick as well right now, just because he typically plays well in bad weather.
so
What's a long fairway?
Grass length.
Yeah, what's considered a long
I
fairway?
mean, if you're playing your local course, a half inch, 3/4 of an inch.
5/16.
5/16.
Just over a quarter.
Yeah, it's short grass there.
It is pretty short.
Jeez.
Not a lot of forgiving on the
So,
I
fairway.
was
but-
just wondering.
How do you fix how do you better yourself in those conditions?
I mean, just practicing it, I'd say. When you're in the rough, if you don't really know golf or play a lot of golf, you don't understand it. But with these guys, the pros who are super precise and very, very accurate at hitting the golf ball, when all of a sudden the ball's nestled down in the grass, right? And there's blades of grass that, are maybe an inch or two long, that inhibits how they're able to hit the ball and how they're able to shape it. Because these guys can curve the ball left and right. And if
Right.
it's nestled down there, right, they're not able to get as much club on it. They're not able to hit the ball in the exact way they want to as much. And it creates different lies and stuff. So it just adds an extra element to what they're factoring in their swing that the average golfer is not even worrying about.
Well, me as an absolutely terrible golfer, I'm thinking the pros should be able to adapt to.
Yeah,
A
it's
certain
just
grass length,
different guys are better at it. Colin Morikawa is famously not incredible when it comes to hitting out of the rough. And then you got a guy like Phil Mickelson who can hit off cart paths and pine needles type thing. He's just an escape artist, essentially. The dude can shape shots like no other. But now he plays on the Live Tour, so now we don't like him anymore. But it's unfortunate.
Gotta look out for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The Live Tour thing will be interesting this year with the Masters because, like, that famously kind of went down, like, last year, especially, like, in the summer and at the end of the year, of guys going to Live Tour, taking the money, leaving the PGA Tour saying they're going to, like, ban them for life, kind of. We're not sure if they'll actually do that, if, like, a big name wants to come back, if they'll take them back or not.
Right.
But Phil famously went there, and now this year, like, the Masters dinner was Tuesday night. There, I think, were, like, 5 or 6 Live players there as well. And, like, guys like Rory and Tiger and a couple other guys have been pretty outspoken about, like, being against the Live Tour. So it was interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see the dynamic play out. The media, obviously, wants there to be, like, somebody gets in a fight or, like, says something, you know?
Yeah,
But,
like, was that Brooks and DeChambeau? Or who were the
that
two?
was,
That
like,
a couple
in, like,
years ago.
2021 or 2020.
I remember
when
that
those
was,
two
like-
were, like, feuding heavily.
That was like the biggest
Yeah.
golf I remember being. Like, everyone was talking about golf at that point.
Yeah, because, like, in golf, it's, like, a gentleman's sport.
It was.
And so, like,
It was.
and, like, we've
know
never
what you're
seen,
talking
like,
about that.
people getting in, like, verbal arguments on a golf course.
Or, like,
especially at the pro level.
One's like in a mic right here, and the other one walks behind him, and he's like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
like,
what was said.
it was so like just big. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure what happened there was the reporter asked Koepka, like, hey, what was the issue with your putting today? And he was like, I just didn't have a great feel for it. Didn't really get everything, dialed in like I wanted to. And then DeChambeau walks by in the background and goes, well, just start it on the right line. Like, just hit it in.
Yeah,
And then that's when Brooks rolled his eyes and it became a meme and stuff because it was a funny visual.
it was. But I just remember that being like one of the biggest, things in sports. Or in golf, not sports.
Yeah.
At the time in the summer, it was definitely in the headlines, but definitely not the biggest thing in sports. But I can see why the media
Golf
obviously
drama.
wants that.
Another thing that, like, I always thought was insane as far as professional golf goes. If I am playing golf, you do not want to stand near as close to the fucking tee box as they stand at the Masters. But they're like, oh, yeah, Tiger was going to hit it like dead nuts straight.
Yeah.
Well, Dale Lyons gets in the tee box. Like, you better find cover.
You got to go duck behind the
Yeah,
Find the
because
nearest tree
you know
or
what?
bomb
You're
shelter.
standing behind me. You're standing behind me. You're still at risk because
Yeah.
You
I
never
remember
know.
the first time I ever went out golfing, I was with my uncle that I rarely see because he lives pretty far away. He gives me some, like, club of his that's, I don't know, it's special in some way.
Okay. The putter.
No, not the putter.
you were driving with a putter.
Yes.
Caden Weedon.
And I hit it like a baseball. I threw it up in the air.
Or that was what he did.
I think this is like my second hit. I go back with the club, and then I swing through, and the club literally ends up in the trees.
That's what
I
happened
was
our
on the
first
fairway.
day.
And this dude...
I did that once at
Did you
Top
really?
Golf.
What?
You never
Top
thrown a
Golf?
club off a Top Golf?
Did you use
I've never
the
thrown a
Top
club.
Golf clubs?
Yeah.
I feel like
Their
that would
clubs
like
are
break a light.
slippery, though.
Yeah, no,
They're asking for it.
But you do it because it's funny. It's like,
oh, I was like, when
oh
we
my
played,
God,
it
you
was
threw the
like-
club off? Yeah,
it's
no.
like
No,
slipping
my
out of
uncle. My
hands.
uncle was like, "This is a really nice, rare club or whatever," and I was like, "Okay, cool." Yeah.
Did you
Wow.
did you break it or did you throw it?
We just threw it.
It just slipped out of my hand
'cause
when I was
we went
on the
down, were you
upswing.
there?
When what?
Dad broke Mom's driver.
No, but that's pretty nuts. I
Dad,
didn't know
Dad
that.
and I went to the fairway, and we were just hitting balls, or not the fairway, the driving range, and we were just hitting balls. And he smokes. I don't know if it was right above where the club was.
Usually right on the
but
stem.
we
Yeah.
thought it was like a bird that he hit, and then he looks down, and there's no club head. He broke Mom's driver.
Yikes.
And I don't know if Mom knows. Well, she does now.
She
so
definitely does.
My bad, but
I've cracked a driver before.
what?
Yeah,
He just fucking broke it in half.
Wow.
Nothing like that. But I've like hit it. I don't know
Oh,
what
and it like
angle.
cracks the shaft.
And it not the shaft. It just cracked the front face of the driver.
Oh,
It was
wow.
Just kind of in a little.
Too
bit.
strong. Jesus. Yeah.
Sometimes you're playing golf. Sometimes you're like shoveling snow. And
Yeah, I feel like I need to hit it as hard as I can, which I should have.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
you don't want
miss
to
it every
to
time.
shovel snow.
What's the difference? Wait, what?
You don't want to shovel snow. 'cause
What's the analogy?
Then you snap the head off your driver.
You don't have any more.
What do you mean? Oh, like just going as hard as you can?
Yeah.
Okay. I get that.
Okay. All right. Well, I just have one last question, and then I think we're ready to wrap up our Masters talk. But I know the Masters, obviously, it's big for you, and you've kind of turned Dale on to it here. This is the question I was initially going to ask just you two, but apparently the other two want to be included in this question. So the question is, what do you do to celebrate? How do you watch the Masters? Is there like some, because we asked this about March Madness, we've asked this about the Super Bowl. Figure might as well ask it for the Masters. What do you do to watch that, like, you do just for this?
Well, me personally, I really like I've always watched it, but like when you're in high school, you can't really watch it as much. So I just like have the like scoreboard like pulled up during class and stuff.
Yep.
But last year, I was able to finally, for the first time, kind of be like, maybe I won't go to class today, and I'll just sit around and watch the Masters all day. And it's typically, I mean, they tee off tomorrow at what time?
7 a.m. you said.
Well,
Or that's when coverage.
it'll be 7 a.m. for the first group. So that'll probably be like one of the earliest times I wake up.
Do
all
we care
semester.
about the first group?
Mike Weir and Kevin Na, not
particularly?
amazing, but like I don't know.
When should I
Yeah.
at the?
Are you?
When should I care the most? Like
like when are the?
It's me.
What are you
That's
doing?
not ideal.
Yeah, his camera's off.
What are you doing?
Your camera's off.
What's it doing?
It's an alarm.
Oh,
Can you not hear it?
Well, I
hold
thought it
on,
was your
sorry.
phone.
Nick's alarm is going.
My alarm's going off.
I've never watched the Masters before.
Highly
I've never like sat down with my family and watched it. Or
No,
even watched.
no. See, there's your issue. You said
we go.
you said I've never
There we
watched
go.
with my
Fix
family.
it.
Well,
You don't
shout
watch
out
this with
Alex.
your family.
I
You
don't-
watch it with Alex Redden because he
wait. Let me
acts like a
finish.
Hawks fan and gets
17.
incredibly upset about the slightest issue.
Really?
Like, oh my God, the greens are way too fast for Billy Bob Joe Johnson.
It's like the only golf tournament though that I like watch like this. It's
Right.
just like
I-
iconic.
I live right next to the John Deere Classic, so every year I'll see buses like driving by and everything, full of people. There's always more people. Literally a mile and a half away, like from my house. There's always traffic. But like we would watch that just a little bit. Like get Dairy Queen, but the Dairy Queen was always melted. I don't know why people even buy Dairy Queen anymore. It's kind of ass. Go get Whitey's if you live in the QC. But that's the only golf I've ever really watched, like sat down to watch. But granted, it was a mile and a half away from me, so.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah,
But you sit down alone and watch it?
Redbone, do you watch it alone?
Oh yeah, I mean if no one else wants to watch it with me, I'll
You don't
watch it.
force anybody else to watch it? Like, just
I
sit
don't
down?
Force anybody, but like.
He definitely forced me to watch it with him last year.
And are you
Like,
happy
oh,
about it?
Just come back.
Look
come
at- look
on.
at-
No, dude.
Look how better off you are.
I'm serious. Like, before Red was like, Dale, we got to watch the Masters. I was like, dude, golf sucks. Like,
I like
and I'm not a
watching it.
huge baseball fan because, like, I feel like baseball's too slow. But
Baseball, I think baseball is far too slow, but the Masters, there's always somebody hitting the ball,
Right.
and then you get to watch the big arc. I love watching the arc.
see, and I like it because it's like
Ooh.
It's all quiet.
so much skill. I'm a huge fan of like no, you're not 350 pounds and 6'10". You are
Like tennis.
You're 5'5" and you just know how to hit a golf ball really well.
Yeah.
Like I seriously appreciate that.
Yeah.
because
I
it's
get what
like
you're saying.
you're actually like it's like being like a.
It's far more skill based.
Yeah.
You get to see
I
a
like
true
the skills.
master at the sport work at it rather than somebody who is like half of it is skill and the other half is like genetically gifted.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not like Taco Fall. How tall is he? Like
Exactly.
7'2"?
Yeah, he's pretty tall.
Okay.
Have you-
Taco Fall's naturally going to be good at basketball because he's
90% of the way to the hoop.
7'2".
Yeah.
You don't have to jump to dunk the basketball.
Yeah.
Have
Like,
you guys
I don't enjoy you watching just you. Oh yeah, your point guard throws you the basketball and you can just done. Why is that cool though?
Yeah.
I
You're
don't
tickling
find that
the
cool.
camera on top of the
You got some dude that is somehow his mommy put him in golf lessons at 8
he's
years
smoking
old.
40 cigarettes a day
he's
and eating
smoking
McDonald's
cigarettes,
and everything.
Now
His
he's
name's John
pounding
Daly.
beers. And John Daly.
Specimen.
If
Specimen.
any of you listening have not heard a John Daly interview, you are incredibly missing out on a world of advice and golf intuition. It's incredible. The fact that you can be that physique and be like competitive on a professional level in a like designated sport
Is insane.
It's insane.
That's crazy.
Unheard of.
Well,
that body composition.
That's why I love watching the Masters, because you're good at it. You didn't have to be good at it. You weren't born good at golf. You had to be taught by somebody else, but you kick ass and it shows.
Yeah.
Well said.
Are we going to do James Cup?
We are going to do James Cup based
Okay.
on that right now. But I just want to say that was very well put, James. Or Dale, that was very...
His name is Dale. I'm James.
Yeah, that would never come out of James' mouth. Who are we kidding? Come on.
He's
right.
not intellectual enough.
No. I swam.
Get some couch beef here. All right, so... Yeah, so I'm actually going to base... I'm based it off of our guest today's wearing a red
Green.
polo. We've got one red left.
Masters is green.
We've got Dale's wearing red.
Okay.
We're going to go with red today.
Okay.
Nobody
Or
cares what
green.
color you want.
Actually, green
I mean,
for Masters.
If
red,
red
or
is
green?
bad, go
Go
for
red.
a green.
You already got it out.
We've got
If
the
red
red.
is bad, go for a green.
All right.
Can you
so
do two? Is that allowed?
It's allowed.
Depends on if this one's really short. We'll see, because some of them are questionable at best.
We can
We
do
don't
two.
like to sit on the topics for too long.
All right, what do we got?
How far deep did James get into his intrusive thoughts?
Well, I've got
I
one
wouldn't
here
say that
for
they're
right now.
intrusive thoughts.
This one says, biggest letdown for the money. Like, what do you spend money on?
Purdue
You're
in
like,
my
dang,
March
that's-
Madness bracket.
Yeah. What's not great value? That's a good question.
Ooh.
Gas, because all I do is spend it on going other places.
I mean,
I was
yeah.
going to say
100%.
parking tickets.
Uh,
No value to
parking
that.
tickets for sure.
No value to that.
yeah, parking tickets are rough.
See, and you know what? You know what the terrible part is like your car's registered to your dad, and you're like, oh, my car's not registered to Iowa State. They won't get me. No, they
Doesn't
pull your
matter.
registration. They're like, oh, Tim Lyons.
What are you doing parking up here?
Your kid is Dale Lyons, and he's a registered student. And then like my U-Bill has like 16 $50 parking tickets. And my dad's like, see, my dad texted me on like January 10th and goes, congratulations, Dale. You haven't gotten any parking tickets in 2023. I was like, shut up, Dad. It's been 10 days.
You said $16.50 tickets?
At least.
At least.
That's over $800. Holy shit.
Yeah, I know.
That's a lot.
See, but I'm trying to figure out how to like make a fake teacher's parking pass.
Dude, when you
Live
figure that
on the
out,
air.
let me know. Please.
We could make a business out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Bad if you get caught.
Yeah, that would be like
It's like-
feds probably.
It's huge.
SWAT
Feds?
team.
I get swatted.
It's just a parking pass.
No, this is my opinion on the biggest letdown for the money. Hot take: movies.
No, no,
yeah,
no, no,
especially
no, no.
with how
Facts.
expensive they are now.
Yes.
No.
You gotta go
I-
sit in a dark room for 3 hours, enjoy some greasy popcorn, and you're always let down by how the movie was.
Okay,
Every
you're
time.
not going. You're going to like Marvel movies. I like.
I enjoy the Marvel movies.
Okay, that's
usually.
why you're let down.
Captain Marvel.
Because you're going to every single movie that looks like a blockbuster.
No, I rarely go because it's always a letdown.
Yeah.
Like the Batman. Watching the Batman in theaters. I mean, you can't get that experience.
We
at
went.
home.
I went to Avatar because everyone in here hyped it up, and it was like
I
three and
didn't
a half
hype it up.
hours. Of
Hold
me
on,
just
were
being
you
like,
let down because you didn't bring your purse to like bring in like snacks and stuff?
Yeah.
my purse?
I think chocolate is a big letdown for the money. A Snickers and a bag of Sour Patch Kids should not be the same amount of money.
What you
Sour
think that-
Patch Kids, up here Snickers.
I
right
don't
on
like
here.
chocolate. I don't like chocolate.
You guys are
don't like
both
chocolate
fruity,
either.
fruity candy guys.
I'm a gummy guy.
Oh no, dude, like
Big gummy guy.
chocolate.
Big gummy
Chocolate is just not it, man.
Really?
No. I mean, it's
like
good.
a Hershey's bar, like it's okay.
They're
I got
lame.
one right now that's relevant right now.
They're vanilla,
specifically.
but they're chocolate.
I feel like milk. Milk is very expensive right now. Like I'd rather just drink water.
It's always worth
There's,
it.
yeah,
I'd
but
pay
even-
$10
it's
a
even
gallon
worse
for
now.
milk.
You
Are
don't
we
get-
just
you don't get
complaining
any
about
bang for your
inflation?
buck.
You pay $10 a gallon of milk?
Why not?
Well, I'm lactose
When you can just
intolerant,
drink
so I'm
water.
not a part of this.
Well, nobody cares.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I
Me,
can't.
as a avid milk drinker. Hold on. On the
College
milk topic.
milk drinkers.
On the milk topic.
Not bang for your buck.
Look,
True.
you go down to Seasons Dining Center.
Oh, if it's available for free,
Hold on.
different game.
How many glasses of milk are you drinking if it's at Seasons?
No way, it's more than Dale.
It's probably one.
2.
You can't
Two.
outmilk this man.
See, this is the strat right here. All right, you get 2 glasses of milk, one glass of orange Gatorade with no ice. If you put ice in your Gatorade, that's a grave sin.
That's weird.
You're going to hell. All right?
Please tell me you don't mix them.
No mixing. And then the last one is Sprite. 4 glasses.
You're drinking 4 beverages in a meal?
Dale is hydrated.
Dude,
Holy shit.
With no water.
You can't. There's water somewhere
Calcium,
in there.
electrolytes, lactose,
Sprite.
And added sugar.
added sugars, and then
Sprite.
carbonation.
And you know what? If you really want to go
What do
off
you
on a
eat?
tangent,
Muffins?
Sprite is by
Muffins and
far
cereal.
the best soft drink.
Oh, yeah.
I like Diet Coke, but I think Sprite.
Stop.
With,
Oh my
with
God,
nor-
I
with
should
normal-
pop off on your ass about Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
People who drink Diet Coke,
know
and you know what the
hell
worst
they're
part
doing.
is like
meant to
people who
sip
drink
it.
Diet Coke will probably like put it like carve it into their grave, their headstone. Like, I like Diet Coke. Like James, you know
That'll
that.
be in my obituary. Diet Coke is a really nice drink to just
Poor
sip
James
on.
passed away at the young age of however the hell old you are.
From
A
what?
avid
Diet
Diet
Coke.
Coke drinker.
Yeah, it's good.
And he died of it because of it.
Dale Lyons, a man of
Sprite
many
drinker.
words
Sprite
and many
drinker, though.
drinks.
You know what?
2 milks, 1 Gatorade, and a Sprite every single time he has the opportunity to drink it.
Oh my god.
You know what, though?
R.I.P. Dale.
It's way better than drinking one. It's probably better for you than drinking 1 glass of Diet Coke.
Oh, fuck off. Dude, Diet Coke is so nice to sip on. When you go to McDonald's at like 9 at night, and you just, it's like getting punched. That doesn't sound
No,
right. That's
McDonald's
not-
Sprite is like getting punched in the face.
McDonald's Sprite's great too. I'm
It
not saying
cures
Sprite-
cancer.
It does.
You didn't know that?
Diet Coke gives me cancer, and sometimes I cure it with the Sprite. I really like Diet Coke, but I really like the Sprite too. It's good.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's
It's
fair.
completely fair. Okay, but you know what? It really pisses me off.
Not everybody can agree. I get
It
it.
really pisses me off because like my mom used to drink Diet Coke, and like it just it bothers me. It's like you know
I never
like,
understood it.
yeah,
I
I was
was a
trying to
fat-
find like a
I was fat as a kid.
comparable thing. Like
Listen. I was fat as a kid, so like every single drink I had or all the food I had, I would just try and eat it as fast.
Diet
as
Coke's a
possible.
kicker to like being skinny.
But Diet Coke, you can't chug Diet Coke. You can't. It tastes awful when you chug it. You just have to sip it. That's
Okay.
it.
That's true.
It's great. To
That is
sip
actually
on.
true, 'cause
But
I'm a
if
Diet
you-
Coke
if
guy
you
myself.
Stop.
I'm just.
If you chug
Stop.
Diet
I
Coke,
didn't want to say anything.
Like it's
'cause I
a
was
glass
afraid
of
to
Yeah,
be
no.
emaciated.
You can't.
You should have shut your fucking mouth.
it's 2v1. He just doesn't want to speak up.
Look,
It's game over. You should see the boxes in our room.
Oh my god.
Oh
that
yeah,
is
we have Diet
hilarious.
Coke on the wall.
Graveyard.
I would have thrown those away immediately. I would rather be caught. I don't even know what than be caught drinking Diet Coke.
Oh my god.
All right, you know, hold on though. This is the last thing I'm going to say, and we
Preach.
can get back to it. My problem with Diet Coke is, you know what? I indulge in it sometimes. I mean, last option if they don't have any Sprite.
Last option.
But I'm a Pepsi
milk.
guy. Period. Well,
Diet
we won't even
Pepsi's
get into
good.
that. We won't even get into that. But I'm a Sprite guy.
What's going on?
Period. But
Have you tried Starry at Caesars?
I don't like the fact that they rebranded it.
I don't like it either because it was Miss Twist before, correct?
No, Sierra Mist.
It was
Sierra
Sierra
Mist.
Mist and then Miss Twist and then
Sierra Mist.
Sierra Mist.
They might have
again.
gone back to it.
And then they went to Starry. Why do they keep on doing that?
It's not very popular.
You're gonna have to ask.
It's nothing on
Starry,
Sprite.
PepsiCo.
Yeah, okay.
But
I will.
my issue is that the people who drink Diet Coke will die on that hill. They will die on that hill.
Because they like it. It's
Sounds
a
like you're about to
lifestyle.
die on Milk's Hill.
I think Mountain Dew drinkers, those guys. Don't
Okay,
they
my
all
academic
academic
drink-
drinkers
advisor.
are-
My academic advisor. I walked in to get my classes scheduled for next year, whatever. She had 12 Mountain Dew cans sitting on her desk.
Dude, Mountain Dew drinkers are kind of scary to me.
They are.
because
No,
all
hold
these-
on. But I was talking shit about Diet Coke, but Mountain Dew drinkers are way scarier.
my parents were Diet Mountain Dew drinkers for the majority of my life. Like we always had Diet Mountain Dew. They wouldn't let me drink it. They wouldn't let me drink any sort of Mountain Dew, Diet Mountain Dew. And I tried it for the first time. I'm like, this is mid. I'd rather have milk. I was like 12. I don't get Baja Blast. I don't.
Baja Blast
Stop.
is good.
I don't get my
Baja
Blast.
No, he didn't. I don't
Mountain
get
Dew Voltage.
James is going to
fine
have to
with
leave
that.
the couch here pretty soon. That one was a
I
line.
don't get Baja Blast. I'm sorry. I get your Diet Coke, like
I get
speech or
water
whatever
over
you
that-
just did,
over,
but
Baja Blast.
I don't get your whole
It's all right.
Baja
cut from different cloth.
Okay, well, I don't know where that conversation came from, but I'm glad it happened. That was hilarious.
Worst value for your money.
no,
that's what
and then we went off on milk and yeah.
Who
I
knows?
can follow
Who
it,
knows?
but yikes. So I think that's going to wrap up today's episode. Besides our final segment,
Draw, baby.
it is what?
Oh, that was James Cup.
Yeah, we did the James Cup. You wouldn't even know. And Alex, turn on your lights because we're going to do the draw.
They are on, bro.
Oh, all right.
there they are.
Look at this.
All right, turn them on. So, Dale, if you're not familiar, the draw is just a low probability thing that we're going to do every show. You have to guess the suit and the value of a card out of a normal deck. You get 52 cards to choose from, so you can choose like
nine
their-
of diamonds.
Oh,
Perfect.
He's got it.
Eight
James,
of
what do you got?
hearts. Eight of
Nine of
hearts.
diamonds.
Eight of hearts.
What do I win if I get it?
Kiss.
It's never happened.
You're gonna give me a kiss?
Maybe.
All right.
Red and white
Give
for
me
sure.
Stack
Jack
deck.
of clubs.
So we've got 9 of diamonds, 8 of clubs,
No, hearts.
hearts. 9 of diamonds, 8 of hearts,
Jack of clubs.
Jack of clubs. We're on the higher end today. I like the mid end. Let's go 6 of spades.
That's completely wrong.
That's a mid pick.
Watch me. Yeah,
That's a
literally.
bad
I picked it
pick.
on.
What do we got? Oh,
Oh!
Okay.
Ten
Dang
of
close.
spades.
Dang close.
well, good episode.
All right. With that being
Great
said, Dale,
episode.
thank you for coming on.
No
Good luck
problem.
with your Masters
I hope to
input.
be back. This is a great time.
It was a
I
lot
loved
of
it.
fun. I laughed very hard. I don't know if I've laughed that hard in a minute. We've got the Masters preview out there. We'll be back Monday at 6 p.m. Be sure to be on the lookout for any shorts and or videos we could potentially be putting out over the next few days. We'll be back Monday at live around 6-ish to recap the Masters and any other sports happenings that happen between now and then. Ren, do we have any last words?
Deuces.